All right, guys, welcome to another live review 13. I always forget, even though I scheduled these well in advance, but yeah, both beers today, because we're doing two separate chats, were kindly donated by my co-host over at Dean's Beer Reviews. And yeah, we thought we'd pick a couple of interesting beers to cover over these two live shows. As always, whatever you guys think of these beers or whatever beers you're drinking as we're doing these live shows, hit us up in the comments, that sort of thing. But yeah, massive thank you, as always, to Dean for not only joining me again, but for also sending these beers as well as some fantastic ones for me to look at. And tonight's one is one that I'm very, very excited to do. So yeah, how are you, Dean?
Yes, yeah, I'm. We're just saying just before we come on, please just punch to be doing a couple of live reviews with Peter. Always good fun to pop on and review a few beers. And this one, yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. To be honest with you, it's going to be a bit of I suppose it's got a loyal following of fans, and then I suppose it's got a group of people that completely detest it and despise it and stuff. But we will try and remain as partial as we can and be as honest as we can.
Yeah, we would like to think so anyway. So let me just quickly get the comments feed rolling. And I've already got a comment. So from Drunken One, Peter is here. Hi, Drunken One. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing okay with the tornado that's happening around the Texas area. Or is it a hurricane? I always forget the terminology. But yeah, thank you already to our first commenter. So I think it's only fair that since Dean kindly sent his beers over, I let Dean introduce the beer itself and give us a bit of a story of where he got it and that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, really, it doesn't really need any sort of introduction, does it? Because it's an American classic, really. Pabst Blue Ribbon. I picked it up from Beer Merchants, which is an online beer shop here in the UK. We've got a pretty good selection of beers. Quite surprised to see it on their store, actually, because I mean, they are a craft online shop, really, but it appeared on sort of New In, and I took the plunge and ordered 2 cans. Of course, my good friend there has the other one. As for the brewery, I don't really know a great deal about it. I was hoping Peter could shed maybe a bit of knowledge on that.
Well, for me personally,
all I know is I think it's owned. Is it owned by Coors now?
I think so. I think they are a Coors brand, but I still think they've got their own brewery. Although I could be wrong. They could be contract brewed. I'm actually really not too sure. Sort of stuff crept up on me, so I couldn't really do too much research on this one. But I think the brewery itself was established in around 1844, around that time. So I'm not too sure.
One of the oldest American.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the beer was being brewed then, what we have now, or if it was just when the brewery started in general. But yeah, in recent years, this one's become quite popular again, especially with the younger craft drinkers. Almost became quite trendy, from what I understand, for a little while. That's why it's a load of people know it's like a hipster beer. But,
hipster beer, yeah.
But yeah, you talk about iconic American beer brands and beers in general. I think Pabst Blue Ribbon has got to be up there. And I think they even brew a Pabst Blue Ribbon Light version of this one.
Okay.
This one is clocking in at 4.6%, so it's not exactly a heavy hitter in the first place. So the fact that there's a light version of it, there seems to be light versions of so many beers, and then like the ice version of so many beers. It's just amazing how fast these macro adjunct lagers seem to be, and just how many companies are intertwined with each other, and then all the import export sort of stuff. But yeah, just quickly looking at the ingredients. So this contains water, barley, malt, select grains, so I'm guessing that's the adjunct, then it's yeast, hops, and then the beer is pasteurised. And apparently this is imported to the UK by the C&C Group out of Ireland, and the suggested serving temperature is 5 to 7 degrees. So mine's quite a bit colder than that because I left it a little bit too late to take out the fridge. But with beers like this, you're not really going to experience too much in terms of loss of flavour or character. And 5 to 7 degrees is fairly cold anyway.
With a beer like this, you've got to have a bit of chill on it, haven't you, to appreciate what the beer is, you know. Like you say, it's not going to be, you're not going to have this and that jumping out at you if you sort of have it at room temperature or anything like that. I wouldn't want a beer like this to be honest at room temperature. It's meant to be chilled, and that's just how it is. Yeah, I mean, that C&C Group Ireland, I think there's something to do with Magners, you know.
Oh, okay. See, it's like we talked about these macro beers and histories before, and even that aspect of it intrigues me because you want to know what other beers that this company brings in, that sort of stuff. I don't know. It's odd, but best before date on the can you sent me is the 21st of February 2017, if I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, I think that's the best before date. I'm not sure well anyone will be able to see that, but
yeah, I've got exactly the same.
Yeah, but again, with a beer like this, you're not going to be too upset having it in general, especially when it's imported from America, and the fact that it's Pabst Blue Ribbon, which aside from the odd place, you very rarely see. I can't think of too many other people who I talked to in the UK who've actually bought Pabst Blue Ribbon before.
No, I don't think there's that many people. I don't even think Harry's tried it. You know, I might be mistaken there, but unless he maybe had a bottle from Beers of Europe, because I know they were probably one of the first guys to start having it here on their shelves, and then a few other sort of online beer shops started getting it in bottle form, but I've never seen it in cans other than you know a couple of weeks back when I looked on Beer Merchants at it. So yeah, a new sort of product really for the UK.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for this sort of beer making its way to the UK market because I don't know. Obviously, I've not drank this one, and I've only had a few sort of the American lagers that aren't too common in the UK. But I'd imagine a lot of them could be a little bit of a higher quality than something like Carlsberg or Carling or one of those sorts of beers. So yeah, I'm all for these beers making their way over, if not just for the intrigue and as a beer reviewer. When you come across beer like this, you know, you've got all your craft breweries who pump out the same beers, and you can get them anytime. But this, you know, it could not be here in a few months.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They might have just ordered, you know, a couple of pallet loads of it, and then when it's gone, sort of thing. And it, you know, it might not grace our shores again for whenever. You don't know these sort of beers. You know, you just get an influx of it, and that's it. Then it's gone.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, I suppose it's just a bit of a privilege to be trying such a beer of, you know, it's got a, like I say, it's got this, you know, it has got its own little reputation, whether you like it or not. You know, it's like you said, it's been going for years and years, so they must be doing something right.
Yeah, for sure. So, don't really need to talk about it because I think most beer drinkers know the label, but very iconic. But I like the look of it. It does stand out. And it doesn't really look like sort of the industrial, like we'll just put anything on the can, doesn't matter. All the money's going into the beer. But yeah, anyway, I'm foaming at the mouth to try this one. This was one of the. I mean, like I was telling you before we started the chat, as most of you guys saw as well, Dean sent some fucking awesome beers. But as soon as I saw Pabst Blue Ribbon, I was like, yes, get in.
Hey.
So yeah, lovely sort of, it's a slightly deeper gold than most lagers, I'd say. Not too light.
Slightly, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, carbonation is really, really slow in mine, and the head's just depleted rather quickly.
I think because I've used, I don't really know the science of glassware, but I'd imagine because it's got this indenting, it probably helps it give it a bit of head, but yeah, lovely clarity.
I was toying with the idea of actually putting this bad boy in the Tecker, and then I thought, no, I'll stick it in the pint glass.
Yeah. That's sacrilege to a lot of people. But get flagged for that. But yeah, there's not much you could say in terms of the appearance of a beer like this.
No, just the typical lager look, isn't it? I mean, you know, that is it really.
Yeah, crisp, clean. It's what you want when you get a lager. And yeah, it just looks thirst quenching already. I think you've got to massively fuck it up if you can't make a lager that at least looks like you want to drink it. So let's see if we can get anything on the nose on this one. Definitely a lot more grainier than I expected it to be.
The faint sort of lemon citrusy whiff to it, very faint. That adjunct sort of corn whiff.
Yeah, definitely get that sort of like corny, slightly savoury but sweet at the same time aroma coming out of it. But then you get that very slight muskiness as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because you hear of the reputation of beer like this, you expect it just to have no character at all. But on the aroma, can't think of too many negatives with this one.
No, I mean, tenpenny on the whiff, isn't it? Really? You know, it could be compared to thousands and thousands of beers of this style. It's just got that sort of generic whiff, doesn't it? You know, without being disrespectful to it.
Yeah, it's just fairly standard and consistent.
Yeah, yeah.
And but yeah, I'm actually really quite impressed about how the heads managed to stick around.
I managed to generate a bit of foam on mine. Just keep rocking it about, right, and it's coming back up.
So yeah, I can't complain so far. So let's see what we get on the taste.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys. I actually really like that. Although the second sip somehow got a little bit thinner. But yeah, that first, I don't know about you, but that first initial sip was really quite nice. But when you go in for another sip, there's a slight off flavour that I can't put my finger on.
I'm getting sort of, it's that cream corn.
Yeah.
Maybe you just said borderline sort of buttery.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can taste those adjuncts in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got a funny sort of back end to it as well, hasn't it? It's like well, I mean, I'm guessing that the adjunct in this is corn, but it's got that sort of, I don't know, on the finish. Like for me, it's almost like a buttery sort of finish to it.
Yeah.
Not unpleasant, but odd.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd one for sure. Yeah, that's sort of like it leaves like a texture in the aftertaste as well.
Well, I mean, yeah, not the freshest of cans, is it? That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, but with that being said, there's nothing too offensive in this one for me.
Yeah, I'm not getting any disgusting flavours from it. It's pretty sort of mute.
Yeah.
And just sort of, you know, switch off and just drink it beer. One of them.
Oh yeah. You know, for the price that you pay someplace in the States where you get like a 20 pack or something.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, is it tonight that the Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight's on?
I think so, yeah.
You know, just think how many cans of this alone, as well as all the other beers that will be consumed.
And I think that they do different variations of the beer as well. I'm not, I mean, in sort of the sizes, the 355 that we've got, I think we do it in a pint can, 330 bottle. I don't know about 500 bottle, but I know they do like a massive bottles of it.
Oh yeah, like one of the champagne kind.
Yeah, and I think they do a 32-ounce can of it as well, which is quite a big boy as well.
No.
But yeah, you know, if you were in the Milwaukee area, let's say, because that's where it's made, you go into a bar there and you can sport on, no doubt, NFL or baseball, basketball, and you just drink it one after the other, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And not think about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a perfect bar beer in general.
Bar beer.
Yeah. Yeah. You could have this with like pretzels, peanuts, big plate of chicken wings, fries, you name it.
Oh,
everything's going to pair well with this. Aside from like the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I could see that.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'd just keep. No, if it was over in America, I'd have a big fat juicy steak and a few of these. I'd be in the element, to be honest with you, because it would just be that American thing. You know, you'd just be lost in it all.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, it's like a proper taste of Americana for me. And it gets to a point where it's an adjunct mass-produced lager. But like you were saying, if you're in the States and you saw a bar and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get proper into this, this is one of those beers that you probably gravitate towards too.
Yeah.
And, perfect beer for students on campus, that sort of thing. I mean, it's not going to set the world ablaze.
No.
And
it's just... It's Coca-Cola of beer, isn't it? Or whatever, the volumes and the mass of it,
It's like, I can understand why people would drink this regularly, but I don't understand from drinking it why it has that sort of reputation that it does have.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it because of what we do as in we turn the camera on, we review beers or try to review beers to the best of our ability. Is that because, not frowning on it or anything like that, but you sort of don't look at it the same as something else that's more craftier?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Before I reviewed beers, we all drank Carlsberg and didn't think about it.
Yeah.
We walked into a pub with our mates.
Want to live in that.
Pint Carlsberg. Yeah.
But it's beer like this. If you know it's like place, I think you could appreciate it a little bit more. I mean, we'll get onto the big food scores in a little bit, but
yeah,
it is one of those beers, like you say, either people really love it, or you'll get the people who will just like say it's the worst thing that's ever been produced, that sort of thing. But if you actually look at it and then compare it to, even if you haven't had that many beers and you drink this, you can't say that it's a quote-unquote bad product. It's just a regular, everyday, working Joe sort of beer. And I think people kind of forget that when it comes to craft beer and macro beer and all that. So, I mean, you and I, we both love our craft beer. We love it when we get 12% imperial stouts that have been aged on vanilla and then, aged in a molasses, maple syrup, laced barrel, that sort of thing, and all these weird ingredients. But every now and then, it's just good to just appreciate affordable, turn your brain off at the door, sit back and enjoy beers. And I think this is one of them. It's not the greatest one that I've had of its kind, but it's one that I wouldn't turn down if it got offered to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with what you said there. I mean, certain things. This is a cheap beer, isn't it? It's and they're stocking off the local war and they want a couple of pints of this before they go home and get nagged to death by the missus. It's one of them sort of beers.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But it's one of those beers that you do have to look in context, which it helps when you do that with a lot of things, really. But there might be some little odd flavours in there, but I'm happy to finish the rest of this. I mean, it goes down so well because of how light the body is. And it is one where you know, in the right circumstance, you could go through like a 20, 30, whatever pack, and you'll probably feel it after a while. But just drinking it, you could just find yourself cooking this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not a great deal going on with it, is it, to be honest?
No.
On the flavours. What you do get in the mouth, it's telling you, you know, a faint citrus in there. But like I say, on mine, I've got that sort of like buttery finish to it. Corny sort of thing. Yeah, it's all right. It's, you know, it's what it is. It's gone anyway, so it can't be that bad, can it?
Yeah, yeah. I think that speaks volumes about this sort of thing. Has it changed my perception on these sorts of beers? No, not really. But am I glad that I've got to try something like this? Hell yeah. This is... It's just... We've said it so many times now, but it's just one of those beers that has such reputation. It has its place in the work, like, brewing history. I mean, every beer has its place. But, yeah, and it's like that... You get some people saying, oh yeah, but just because it's such and such beer doesn't mean you should waste your time trying it. But I think, yeah, it's got a reputation, it's got heritage, it's got history, and it gets talked about a hell of a lot. So when, yeah, thankfully you gave me the opportunity to try it. And yeah, it's one that I've wanted to try for quite a while. I mean, would I go out my way to pick up another can? If I actually saw it in the UK, probably not. I've tried it, but if I was in America and I wanted just a few cheap beers, I now know of one that is reliable and enjoyable casual beer.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what sort of price, you know, a pint of this is in a pub over there. I'm guessing it'd be relatively cheap, you know, like I wouldn't know the faintest sort of figures where to start with it, but I can't see it being too expensive.
Yeah.
That's probably why it's got a following. It's a cheap, unoffensive beer, really, isn't it? You know, turn it around the other way. You know, there may be a few American people that sort of like admire our sort of, I guess what would be Carling, I suppose, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Carling's one that gets thrown about a bit. But
I think it's just because it's something new, it's something different. We don't get to experience it, so you sort of, you don't jump all over it or anything like that, but it's just something that you've got to try or you want to try.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I tried it.
Yeah, same here. And like, if I was in America and I went to a bar and they had like Buzz Light, Budweiser, and then Pabst Blue Ribbon, without a doubt, I'll give Pabst Blue Ribbon a go. Especially if it was a fresh sort of keg of it. But I don't know. I don't think I'm experienced enough as a reviewer to say that the age has worked against it. There are a couple of telltale signs in there, but all in all, as just a beer, yeah, it's, if you don't expect too much, you're not going to get disappointed. But if you build it up in your head with a beer like this, then even if we enjoyed it a little bit more, you would probably get disappointed.
Yeah. It's an adjunct lager at the end of the day. It's been around for donkey's years. You can't put it on a pedestal when it comes to flavours because it's not going to happen.
No.
Not going to happen. I was expecting a corny adjunct sort of thing to it. I wasn't expecting that to come through on it. The buttery, sweet buttery finish to it. I don't know about that. I think that's just because it's probably an old can and it's, you know, that's coming to the end of its life almost, isn't it? But it is at the end of its life. Yeah. I'm just glad I tried it. I'm not bowled over by it, but you know, it's a big tick off the list when it comes to sort of reviewing.
So a big tick on my wish list as well. And I'm just glad that you were kind enough to send me a can. I mean, it would have been one of those beers that if I had have seen it when I was like back in the UK or even here in Germany, I was like, yeah, I'll give that a try. But yeah, it's not a disappointing beer by any stretch.
No.
But it's not an amazing.
It's not horrible.
Time.
Not horrible. If I don't like a beer, I either tip it down the sink or throw it out them back doors.
Yeah.
Because it's got stuff in it that I don't like about it. Just a nasty, horrible flavour. So I don't want to drink it. This, there's no nasties in it.
Yeah.
It's just a bit bland, a bit plain Jane, but still drinkable.
Yeah. So if you were to give it a rating, then how would you rate this beer?
I'd go middle of the road and give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was thinking around that same ballpark, around the 6 out of 10. It's usually a 7 out of 10 if I'd happily drink it again. The only way I would drink it again is, like I said, if we were in America and we were like caught up in the moment, that sort of thing. I'm just out of interest to see if it would taste any different. But it's definitely one that I would recommend, especially for the UK beer drinkers. Just for the sheer curiosity alone, to be honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't sort of coax anybody away from it. I don't think it's worth checking out. Well, you can't say if you'll enjoy it or not because that's just impossible. Everyone's tastes are different, but yeah, it's worth checking out to all the UK guys that are sort of interested in these sort of beers. I wouldn't personally go out my way again to make a purchase with it, but if I ever stumbled across it, hopefully one day I'd like to go to America. I'd gladly have a couple of pints of that, you know, no problem.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So I'll quickly go through the website scores and then I'll answer some comments. So we'll start off with the best rate beer, which gives this a mighty 1 out of 100 overall. That is literally insane.
Yeah.
I've yet to, even the beers that I've very rarely had to pour out, they're not 1 out of 100.
That's drainful, isn't it? 1 out of 10.
That's like you take a sip and you're ill instantly. That's what 1 out of 100 is for me. And then for style, it's 22 out of 100. And this comes from 2,286 ratings.
I was expecting more ratings than that.
Yeah, that's absolutely in that. As soon as I saw one when I was locking myself out, I just had to rub my eyes because I just could not believe it. But slightly better on Tapped, we've got 2.78 out of 5, which I think is sort of along the lines of what we think. Just
middle of the road.
Slightly more negative. And that was out of 261,338 reviews. And then Beer Advocate, the Bros give this 83, and overall it gets 70, which comes from 5,991 reviews. So, you know, How confusing is that for people who look up the beers?
Mind-fucking it, really.
I mean, out of, not just because of the score for this beer, but by the nature of the website, if I was to trust one of these, it would probably be Untapped, just for the sheer amount of people who have rated the beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, 80 out of 100, a little bit too high for me, and great beer, 1 out of 100 is just...
Just pulling a partner, isn't it? Come on, fucking hell.
Yeah. So quickly read the comments, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
And then we'll get on to our next beer in a little bit. So, we've had quite a few comments. Ron says, if you send me a direct invite, I'll join you with my Pabst Blue Ribbon. Apologies that I didn't see that comment earlier, Rod, because Ron, because I've finished mine. Lady Amanda writes, good afternoon, and then hello to Drunken One. Then Ron says hello to Lady Amanda. Then Drunken One says hello to Amanda and Ron. So everyone's saying hello to each other, which is always good. And Drunken One wanted us to chug, chug, chug. Well, we pretty much did that with this beer. Then Harry from Blue Nose Beer Reviews, hi Harry, wrote, this is $4.75 in the bars near me. Got my lot last year. Got mine lost last year by customs. Jesus Christ, that cost a pretty penny. Then Ron says, it's not the greatest lager, but it's a nice one, especially with Louisiana prices. $4.48 for 6 packs of pint cans.
Right, I said it all, didn't it?
Yeah, as if you would say no.
You'd be silly not to, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Then he goes on to say, it's a duel on draft, by the way, which I could imagine. Drunken One then says, $4.48 for a 6-pack of pint cans where he is. And apparently we have to look at Ham's beer, which is another one that I've heard quite a bit about.
Yeah,
And also the original Michelob, which is recommended. Ron says that he'd score Pabst Blue Ribbon at an 89, with giving it a B+, using the high school grade. Then Average Joe chimes in, hi Joe, with fuck great beer.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then Ron finishes off with a 1 out of 100. Even the camo atrocities weren't that low. I think they were like flavoured malt liquors. That's a dangerous game, beers like that. But yeah, not impressed, not really impressed with the beer, but I'm not upset with it. Those are my final thoughts. And yeah, if you've got anything else to add, Dean, feel free to do so.
No, pretty much echo what you say there, mate. You know, it's just a beer that you've got to try and to work out for yourself. But I wasn't completely not blown away by it. It's just it could quite easily get lost with all the other sort of macro beers, but it's still worth giving it a try just for the sake of the name on the can, if nothing else.
Yeah.
There you go.
Plus, it's always good to have another untapped entry, I suppose. Yeah, getting those badges.
I'm terrible on that, mate.
Yeah, I'm so way inclined. But yeah, so that was our review of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Thank you to everyone who's commented, given their opinions on the beer already. And if anybody's got any comments and you're watching this after it's been broadcast live, then feel free to let us both know what you think of this beer. I will put Dean's channel link down below as well. And you shall be seeing us again in about 5-10 minutes, where we will be looking at a nice collaboration between Beavertown and Firestone Walker. As if I actually really needed to read Firestone Walker. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Dean for joining me, and we shall hopefully see you all in about 5 to 10 minutes. Cheers.
Cheers.